This is Dan Kedme, a producer on the Webby Award-winning podcast Masters of Scale. Our Season 4 sponsor, the MasterCard Center for Inclusive Growth, has challenged our audience to contribute to a philanthropic mission of incredible scale. How can you help 2 billion people worldwide gain a foothold in the formal economy? You can start by listening to their ideas on the latest season of Masters of Scale, or you can listen right now. First up, how can you help 400 million micro-entrepreneurs scale their businesses? Give credit where credit is due.
We know that in the developing world and in the developed world, there are 400 million micro businesses.
That's Parag Mehta, Executive Director of the MasterCard Center for Inclusive Growth, the philanthropic arm of MasterCard. It's his job to visit a few of these 400 million micro businesses and talk shop with the owners.
These are businesses that employ 10 or fewer people, right? These little tiny shops like bodegas where they may have a mom and a kid working there, but they're trying to eke out a living just to live subsistently, right? One paycheck to the next.
Now, this may conjure up images of a sleepy mom and pop store, but Parag has found that nearly every shopkeeper he meets is not the least bit resigned about the growth prospects of their business. If anything, they're 400 million masters of scale in the making.
They're ambitious and they want to grow. And when you find those strivers, those high propensity micro business owners who want to grow, what is the biggest thing that they need in order to grow and succeed? They need capital. They need access to capital. And how do they get it? The problem is most of them are too small to qualify for a bank loan. We have over 1,000 of these organizations. Here it's called Community Development Financial Institutions, CDFIs. And what CDFIs do is they lend to those who traditional banks won't lend to.
There are just two problems with CDFIs. Too many still use paper and still use pencil, and most are way behind the formal banking sector. Parag and his team want to take an eraser to that whole antiquated system.
We want to work with these organizations to try and bring them into the 21st century. Get them out of the old way of doing loans, paper and pencil applications, takes 2 weeks to process, it takes forever to count the cash. Banks, on the other hand, they have come up with apps that allows this process to be completely automated. But the reason why banks do that is because banks are operating on massive scale. So the question becomes, why are we offering poor people poor solutions?
Good question.
We piloted a program with Grameen America, which is a huge microfinance organization here in the United States, to update their back-end system and digitize it so that they could get loans out to their business owners in a much quicker way.
This project with Citibank helped Grameen America bring its system for making microloans into the digital age. No pencil or paper required.
That simple intervention had the ability of increasing their productivity tremendously. So the question was, we did it for 1, what if we could do it for 20? What if we could do it for 100? What if we could do it for 1,000?
They could, but they can't do it alone.
We're trying to figure out, in the spirit of our philanthropy, how can we not only put our money and our expertise behind this, how can we bring our customers and our partners along with us? Can we work with our banks and bring them into creating solutions for these CDFIs? And that's the beauty of the partnership. It's taking the expertise of the private sector and mixing it with the service delivery of the nonprofit sector. You put those two things together, it can be a potent combination.
Do you work for an organization or know someone who could be part of this potent combination? Then the MasterCard Center for Inclusive Growth has a challenge for you. How do we improve lending and bring microfinance into the 21st century? Whether you have a business, a data set, or a brilliant idea, pitch us at mastersofscale.com/MasterCardChallenge. We'll pick the idea that could have the most impact and invite you to present it on a future episode of Masters of Scale. Rise to the challenge today at mastersofscale.com/MasterCardChallenge.